Okay, guys, the time has come. We are starting with R. Congratulations, you got through the SAS part of the course. I have good news for you. The whole access to the program, all those issues associated with that we had when we were doing our SAS programming portion of the course no longer exist because R is a open source program that we will have full access to on whatever computer, whatever environment you want. So I always breathe a little sigh of relief when we get to this point in the course because now I know that we will not have access issues to the programming course. And we can focus more a little bit on programming structures and algorithms that are going to be useful within statistical computing. So we're going to focus in this first set of notes on just getting started with R. Many find R a little bit intimidating to get started, but there's some just very basic structures with R that you need to understand to just get on your way. And then it's a matter of just building up that level of complexity, getting more and more syntactically sophisticated as you grow in your programming ability. So we're going to go over what is R, first of all. Why do we call it R? Part of it. Installing R, getting it installed, that'll be one of your homework tasks for this week is actually getting R installed. Working with the console in R and then working with the script editor window. We're going to talk a little bit about how to understand and read documentation within R. And we're also going to talk about setting up your working directory, setting up your workspace within R, and then also specifying particular options to make your programming environment appropriate for the types of calculations you need to do. So first of all, what is R? R is a high-level computer language, an environment for very fine-tuned to statistics and graphics. It will do very simple statistics. It will do very advanced, in fact, cutting-edge statistical methods. That's one of the strengths of R, is that it is very responsive to current methodological development within the field of statistics, because most researchers now are adept at creating R packages to make their newly developed statistical methodologies accessible to the wider public. R produces high quality graphics. Very few can surpass the quality of graphics of R, and they're not just high quality, but adaptable. You can go with one graphic, tweak the function, and create a new graphic as an R programmer. This is one of the strengths I personally really like about R. You can actually extend R's functions on your own. We're going to talk about writing your own user-defined functions, something I do almost every time I program in R. It's actually a really easy to do tool, but such an effective tool for R programming. So R was initially developed by these two gentlemen. Notice their first names. Both begins with what letter? That's right, R. And hence the name of the computing language. They were a really creative bunch, weren't they? So this was originally developed at University of Auckland, which I've always wanted to visit, not just because they developed our programming language, but just because it's New Zealand. And this is still the center of the R programming core team, as it's called. And that consists currently, I may be wrong on this, but currently of 17 programmers who are responsible for maintaining the source code in R. You can go to that web link here and get to the R homepage where you can download various binary versions or full complete executable files to install R on your own personal computer. So the R system can be run on a Windows-based system, a Mac, or a Linux. I've had students run it on all of the above, in fact. If you want to install the base system, you need to go to the R website and follow those installation directions. And then there are lots of contributed add-on packages. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm actually going to show this to you in just a moment. More or less, these packages are just add-on functions. So the base package is a lot, okay? So beginning we may or may not use packages because there's an awful lot in the base R system. And I will refer to everything in the base system as being base functions within R. But we will very quickly get to the point where we need to start using these add-on packages. And these are going to be very specific, task-oriented. Okay, the base system does contain some packages, so if you need access to certain packages, they may already be there. But anytime you want to install a new package, you just use the command install.packages with the name of the package within quotation marks and parentheses. You're going to be asked to select a mirror site for that. I usually just choose something nearby. And then before using the contents of the package, you need to specify the require or library statement. So let's go ahead and take a look at doing this for the very first time. If you have not yet to install R, go ahead and pause the video and take a look at the R website and follow installation directions. Once you get it installed, and you do not need to add any add-on packages because this will be what we do in the next part, then you're ready to continue the video at that point. So here I have just my base installation of R. Notice I've done nothing. I just opened it. This is the R console, which will automatically pop up with most installations. By the way, if it does not automatically pop up, I will help you fix that. But if you do just the basic base installation, it should. So there's two ways that you can go about installing a package. You can first go up to this point and click routine here, and you can select the option install packages. If you do it this way, notice the first thing, because I just started my SAS session, it is asking me for a mirror, okay? So I don't recommend picking the Czech Republic. Nothing against the Czech Republic, but it might be useful to pick a mirror a little bit closer. So maybe this one. Texas would be fine too. Then, after you select your mirror, a list of packages shows up. So notice this huge, I'm only through the A's, and I've still scrolled through many different package names, now B's, and so on. So I find this kind of annoying, and unless I just can't remember the exact name of the package I want to use, I hardly ever use this method of installing a package. Instead, what I will do is I'll directly use the command install.packages. All right, so gplots is the package I want to install. So install.packages, gplots within double quotation marks. I had closed R accidentally, so I have to reselect my mirror site. And notice it does the downloading and installation of all of the components of the package automatically. So now I have access to this package gplots. However, I do not have the contents or access to the contents yet of that package. In order to gain access, I have to either use the library function, such as this. And if I select that, notice what happens. It tells me it's attaching the package gplots, so that's just providing me input that it is giving me access to the functions and data sets within the gplots package. And then it's telling me that it is masked from the LOS package within stats, or the LOS function within the stats package. And then it's also giving me a warning that gplots was actually built under an older version of R. Most of the time, this is not a problem. every now and then there may be a conflicting function name that actually creates a mask of another function you intend to use. And I've been confused by that before, not realizing that I actually masked a function I assumed I had access to. Another way I can load a package is using the require statement. I honestly have no idea why we have the library and require call for gaining access to the contents of a add-on package in R, but we do. And either one is fine. You can use library, you can use require. And in fact, if I use require right now to take a look at or to load gplots, it's gonna not do anything because it has already been loaded. Okay, so there you go. There's the basics of making sure that you have access to a particular add-on package and then loading it so you have access to it within your SAS session. So by the way, you only need to install a package one time for an installation of R. So this command up here, I only need to do that one time ever for this installation of R. Now, if I reinstall a new version of R, then I'm going to have to reinstall gplots. But as long as I keep this installation current and up to date, I don't need to install gplots again. But every time I start a new SAS session, so just a programming session within this installation of R, I will need to either use the library or require statement to gain access again to gplots. So that's the big difference, is you install the package with install.packages, and then you just gain access to the functions and data sets using the library or require statements. Okay, go ahead and make sure that you can do this, and then we'll go on to our next video.